Hello, Dave Morelli here. Yesterday when I went out to the post office, I ran across some wolf tracks in this area. I'm going to try to analyze what they did. It appears that they came right down this road the camera's sitting on, and one or two of them went this way. One of them I'll show you here, where he was on the other side of the road and he kind of was looking over into the trees above the creek there. There's a creek on the other side here, and but yesterday when I was here, there wasn't as many people had gone up and down the road, so I followed his tracks out. He didn't seem like he went up here. One of them went up there over here, and he came back right here, back on the road, and then worked his way down. So the day before yesterday, in the top hill up there, it was sunny and the elk were on that hill, and I believe that that's what these wolves were working with. They were trailing behind these elk, and the elk are gone now. I was up there and the elk have left the area. So I'm going to walk these tracks out here and see if there was a reason they were up here. Maybe they have a kill or something that we can put some traps on. So anyway, I'm going to take a walk up here. I'm going to grab my rifle, take a walk up here and take a look around. And then I also saw where they came through, about a mile from here. They came, the same wolves, because they tracked right down this road. They came through the rancher's bullpen up here. He has a calf that was killed. Not sure whether the wolves killed it. There's only coyote tracks around it, so it may have died, and the coyotes worked on it. And I'm gonna go check that out here in a little bit too. So stick with me here, and we're gonna stay on the track of this wolf, or these wolves. So here's where the one wolf came down, and you can see there's coyote tracks right next to him, and they were here at the same time. I'm not sure exactly the same time, I doubt that, but the coyotes came down here too. And this is the spot where the one wolf stopped, right there at the edge of the road. You can see, and he kind of looked over into the trees on the other side of the creek, and then he continued back down the road. Man, the snow is deep up there. Anyway, I only went up, they only went up into this little draw about 40 yards, crossed the fence, went around and came back down on the other side of the cattle guard there. Actually down about as far as you can see on the road. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say they just avoided this cattle guard. I went up a little further into the draw. There's no birds flying up there like there's something dead up there. And like I say, their tracks didn't even go past that cross fence. But the tracks here, they come right up to the cattle guard. Right here, here's where he hemmed and hawed. You can see where and then I think they just went around this damn cattle guard. That's kind of interesting. So I stopped at this cattle guard, testing my theory about them going around, and it seems that they went around this cattle guard too. Actually, the coyotes are doing the same thing. There's a little hole in the fence there that I just showed you. And there's a low spot where they can get through over there. And then on each side of the cattle guard, it looks like they're going through. And the coyotes do the same thing. I expect that out of coyotes, but the wolves appear to be doing the same thing. I went up this road. It looks to me like the wolves just came down this road. I went up as far as I could with the truck. And they came right down, they came right through here. The traffic on the road, and there's bulls in this pen right here. Stomped everything out, but nothing came out of any of the draws on the side of the road. So I walked up the road quite a ways, and they came right out of the high country on this road, and actually I don't know exactly where they came out because I didn't walk up more than a mile or two, but they're up there. So this is some of the road between the cattle guards, and you can see these guys just went right on down this road right here. I just stopped to get some pictures. It's hard to get pictures in this snow. The sun's got to be just right for the tracks. And they just walked down this road just like it was made for them. We're on the hillside behind that first draw that we were at. It kind of comes up over here behind this hill, and I remember I talked about the elk. I don't know how well you can see it, but them elk came boiling over here and went across and went all the way down up to this other saddle, and some of them actually boiled up to the left side of this road. And Sarah saw them wolf tracks up on the other saddle. What's kind of interesting is on the way up here, where the wolves came down the road by that one cattle guard by the house, they didn't cross that cattle guard. They went up this road here, and this road kind of comes around behind where we were just at. And that one wolf went around, one lone wolf went around the house in the back through a jaw and came out down by that cattle guard. I didn't see his tracks earlier because it was in sagebrush about this tall, and then I went back over there and rummaged around a little, and so he went around the house. He avoided the house. Somewhere, probably in this draw here, them wolves came up. The way these tracks come over here, those elk didn't leisurely come over the hill. If you go up there and look at them, they came boiling over the hill. So I think these wolves were working this elk herd, and they split up down there along the road and came up different draws up this way to where these elk were at, which that's probably a good tactic. And I don't know, I'll probably over the next couple of days chase around these hills up here and see if I can find a kill or anything to work with, maybe for some traps. But here these wolf tracks are coming off the hill, and I don't know if you can see them, but there's another set that's coming down, and they're both coming in and out of here. They milled around on this saddle a little bit. I'll get you around over here, right here. And what's kind of interesting too, if you look on that other hillside over there, I don't know how well you can see with the sun the way it is. That's the hill they came down. We were on that other saddle at the top of that road just a minute ago, and one of the wolves halfway down braked off from the gang and kind of went up, well, looking this way it'd be to the right, where the elk kind of divided, and one half went up to the right of the road and the other half kind of went up towards this way. And it seems like they were trying to circle these elk. I'm gonna have to spend some time here. So this is a little better. The track is so deep in the snow. And here's the back pad, and there are two side pads and two front, and got your claw marks there. The sun is so low, and the track is just deep enough that it shadows it. I'm hoping you can see it. That's a pretty good sized boy right there. So they milled around up here a little, and looks like one laid down here, and then he got up. He went up this way. They milled around up here. I think that the whole exercise that they were working was these elk up here, and probably wherever them elk are, that's where they are. like I said, I'm gonna need to come up here. We're losing our daylight now, and anyway, we're gonna head back. It's not quite dark yet, but there's a lot of clouds over the mountain there, and it's gonna darken up and get cold really fast. So anyway, that's it for tonight.